Hello, my name is Grin, and this is my beard. What crumb am I pulling out of my beard today? Today's crumb is going to be about learning Japanese writing. So, I can speak some Japanese. I can read some Japanese. I can read hiragana and katakana, but uh, not very. I can't write very well. I just can't write very well at all. So I made a kind of a bet with my wife. If Donald Trump won the election, I would start studying Japanese writing, kanji and whatnot. And to start off, even though I can read hiragana and katakana really well, I had to start doing that writing, learning how to write it. So I went to the Kumon that my daughter goes to, and I got some worksheets and whatnot, and I'm starting to do them now. This is the kind of stuff that I'm doing, very kids like stuff, but basically, it's you got to start somewhere. Got to start somewhere, and I don't feel embarrassed. I feel like I need to start here. Anyways, I need to be able to write properly. 家族で水族館に行くイルカと握手握手をする. That's what it says. And then once you read it, you got to circle it saying that you read it, and then you start doing the writing, practicing the writing. And this is actually really good because there was a lot of vocabulary words that I didn't uh, know or I've heard but I haven't actually used before. And so I wrote those down as well. Oh, there's how many do I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 new words for my vocabulary out of this many pages, however many this is. I'm not really sure. Uh, this is 4A to 4A, 31A to 70. Yeah, 31 to 70. So was that 40 pages? Out of 40 pages of practice, I got 18 new words that I'm now trying to remember. My way of remembering is I write down the words that I don't know, and then I try to make up sentences using these words. And my daughter helps me with that. I tell her a sentence using the word, and she tells me if it sounds weird or not. And if it sounds weird, then she gives me a better sentence. And then I try to make another sentence based on her suggestion. That's kind of how I am learning Japanese and my new vocabulary and how to write. Once I'm done with all the katakana, hiragana, then I'll start learning how to write the kanji and learning all the different kanji. I can read some kanji, but yeah, I can't write any kanji. I could probably write like yama. Um, what else? Yama, ta, or field ta. Yeah, I can write ta. Things like that. Some kanji I can write because they're pretty easy. A kuchi, that's really easy. It's just a square. But there's the more intricate ones. I don't know where to start. Like even my name, my new family name since I'm married, I changed my name to my wife's name, which is Isobe, and it's pretty. The iso is really intricate. It's kind of difficult to write. And I think I probably write it differently every time. I don't know exactly how I'm supposed to write it. I just when I learned how to do it, I just copied what I saw. And when I used to work in the city, I would have to sign my name when I got to my workplace. I'd have to sign my name going in, and so I had signed it many times, and I have no idea if I did it right or not. Probably. it was readable, but probably didn't do it correctly. So learning Japanese in this way, it's gonna cost me like in American dollars, what is it? Like maybe 55, $60 a month to do these. And I can go as fast or as slow as I want. I can do as many of these um, um, printouts that I can do. I can just ask for more or ask for less. Go slow, go fast. I asked for she gave me a bunch of them, and I asked for about twice as much as she was giving me. And so I've done 70%. I've still got 30, 30 more pages. So I did 40 out of 40? Yeah, 40. 40 out of 70 pages. So more than half in one day. It's a lot. I don't think anyone should do that many or to try to go that fast. It's not, I don't think that's the best way to do it. I think if you're going to spend the time on it, spend the time properly and do it over the week. If you do it all in one time, it's like I could do the rest of these pages today. I know I could, but if I do that, then I won't have anything to do. I've got to go back on Tuesday, uh, so the day after tomorrow, and get more pages. So if I did all of them now, then I wouldn't have anything else to do. So I'm thinking, should I do it slower? What I decided to do was do those pages that I have, and then come up with the new words, and then take the what I've learned so far and start making sentences and writing sentences out. See how that see if that's good enough to learn how to do it. And right now, yeah, I still don't. It doesn't come to me right away when I'm writing it. Like if I was writing uh, nigiri onigiri, then I'd have to think o ni gi di I can probably write that, but some of them I get confused, like ho, ho, ha, ma. Those three kanji kind of have a very similar look to them. Ni, ta. Those two have a very similar look to them. And I can, if I saw them, I could read it right away and know which one it was. But when I'm trying to write it out, it's like my brain gets confused. It's like there's two separate parts of my brain. One is I see it, I understand it, and the other one is trying to take what I see and put it down onto the piece of paper. And it's like, wait, is that right? So learning Japanese is pretty difficult. Learning like kanji and kana. Right now, I'm just doing kana, but I will be doing kanji pretty soon. And it's very different from learning, English. With English, at least this system with Kumon, you would think that it would be just going down the list like we did in elementary school with the English alphabet, where it's just A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T V W X Y Z, and just doing each one down that line. But in Japanese, it would be a I U A O kaki kuke ko sashi susei so. But it doesn't. This system doesn't go a I U A O kaki kuke. I haven't really figured out how they decide what's the next one you're supposed to be learning. It doesn't seem to have a pattern that I can understand, which means the pattern must be based on something different than what I would expect in English, like how many strokes there are, how many lines there are, or something like that. That's probably how they do it. Because when I started, the line, it was just one line. You don't lift up the pencil, and then as I continued on, it started going into two lines, or two strokes, and then three strokes, and then four strokes. So I'm guessing it has to do with the amount of strokes, and not with the lining up of the letters a u a o kaki kuki ko. I guess I'll have to ask my teacher and find out if that's how it does it. But I mean, maybe it's superfluous information that isn't necessary for me to know. But I'm interested because I'm also a teacher. So in Japanese, they do things differently. Things are just different than in English and an American uh, cultural aspect. One of the reasons why I came to Japan so much is because I wanted to go somewhere that was, really, really different from, what I'm used to. And Japan is almost like night and day, like from where I'm from. So I told you guys I was from Arizona, and the Arizona flag is like the setting sun, and then the skyline of the setting sun, whereas the Japanese flag is the rising sun. It's like we're completely opposite. Japanese drive on the left side of the road, and Americans drive on the right side of the road. That's always, I mean, that's fun. It's interesting. When I go back to America and I start driving again, uh, you would think that, oh man, I'll have a problem with that, but I don't. It was pretty interesting. I don't have a problem switching from left side of the road to the right side of the road, and I don't get confused. I was really worried about that, and so was my wife when we first went back to America. Am I going to be able to drive on the right side of the road without making a mistake? But yeah, I had no problem. And when I came back to Japan, again, no problem driving the roads of Japan on the left side. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't difficult. It wasn't a difficult switch for me. I don't know what that is. Hmm. Maybe it's like ambidexterity because I am ambidextrous, so I can use my right hand just as much as my left. I can write with my left hand, although I'm not very good at it. And I didn't even know I was ambidextrous. Didn't even know what that meant until I came to Japan. It was like when I was a kid, when I was learning how to write. I do remember when I became right-handed. My I was doing ABCs, and I was having a hard time, like which hand do I use to write this on? And I asked the teacher, which hand do I use to write this? Because I wasn't doing my work. I was just sitting there kind of looking at it, and the teacher came over to me like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I don't know which hand to use. Which hand do I use?" And she said, "Well, which one feels better?" I was like, "I don't know." And then she said, "Your right hand." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And I started using my right hand, and it was good choice because I don't know if anyone's ever written with their left hand before, but it causes a mess. Like the pencil stuff gets on your hand, and as you're writing, you can't see what you wrote unless you like twist twist your hand or write this way or so yeah, writing English with your right hand is very important. But in Japanese, it's backwards. They don't read from left to right and down. They read from up to down and to the left, the opposite direction. So it's like mirrored. I don't know. It's quite backwards. It's quite different. Like and yeah. So normally you would read a book from left to right like this, but in Japanese, it's read from this way down and then going to the left. So yeah, and actually writing this way is pretty easy with my left hand. I can do it with my left hand, although I don't think I will since I'm so much more practiced with my right hand. Hmm. Learning a lot of different new things that I should have, put more time into thinking about. Japan is a very cool, interesting place because it is so different from what I'm used to. And I think if anyone has a chance to go somewhere uh, good, I would say Japan is one of the best places you can go, especially if you're from America. Japanese people are very friendly towards Americans, uh, mostly, and you'll learn a lot. And plus, the economy is really good. Well, not really good. The economy is okay in Japan, and it's a democracy mostly, maybe an oligarchy, but yeah, it's a democracy People have to vote for who represents them in government and stuff like that. So if you want to go somewhere and learn something about foreign lifestyle and what it's like to be a foreigner, maybe if you've got a bachelor's degree, or if you really got the gumshoe, come to Japan, teach some English, or find a different job in tech or something like that, and come to Japan for about a year, and you'll be amazed how things are so different, and you'll get a completely different understanding of what it means to be a foreigner. Anyways, that's what's been on my mind today. A lot of talk about stuff and living in Japan. Hope you liked it.